Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled Rav Goren, Shir number 6, Who is a Gadol? We discussed this first part in Shir number 5 on Rav Goren. And as I mentioned, it's not really a question that I could answer. The only reason I'm discussing this is because I think sometimes we don't have an accurate understanding of the topic, and it leads to one of the greatest problems that we've had in Jewish history, which of course is Sinat Chinam, where Jews don't only reject other Jews, but they respect rabbis, not only rabbis, but great rabbis. Not only great rabbis, but I think Gadolim are rejected and maligned at times. And I think that's all part of the cycle of Sinat Chinam that we need to overcome. So therefore, I'm venturing into an area which is a bit of a big area above my head, but I'm just going to offer some criteria. So I mentioned in the previous year, there's some basics obvious that a person cannot be a gadol without them. A master's kol, Torah kula, pachota yater, more or less. Is a master of the Torah. Obviously, he keeps the halacha precisely and subscribes to the 13 principles of faith, impeccable midos. But even if we have those four conditions, still there's a lot of room for leeway. So Rav Goren, as we mentioned at the end of the previous year, he had some very controversial piskei halachot. The most well-known was the Langer case, where there were children that supposedly were mamzerim. A woman who was married did not have a proper divorce and then married someone else. And he went ahead and mated those children, basically saying that the previous marriage was not a marriage. So did he create some heter out of thin air? Chas v'shalom. He looked into the previous marriage. He held that that person was not a ger, cannot come up with any paper showing his gerut, his conversion in Europe. And based on his research, he held that it was not a marriage, the first marriage. And therefore, she's a woman who was with another person who was not married. And therefore, when she married the next husband, that was her first husband. She was a single woman who's now marrying the husband. That's what he learned. He had actually 12 rabbis from different batei dinim in Israel who signed with him. So a person can have a controversial psak that other rabbis don't accept, or can have several controversial psak that doesn't take him out, make him chutz l'machaneh. And let's be honest, let's look at Rav Shach. He has some very controversial ideas as well, in terms of pushing the whole yeshivish world, something which, as far as I know, you have to talk to a historian to be sure, to push everyone, every student, every Talmud, going from elementary school into high school, yeshiva katana, full-time learning those secular studies, then from full-time learning high school to full-time learning post-high school yeshiva, and then to get married and stay in kol as many years as possible, without really having professional training to build up Torah, especially after the Holocaust. It had to be done. He started with the Chazon Ish, but that was only 400 young men in the kollel, and then it just mushroomed. Was that a simple psak of Rav Shach to try to push everyone to Torah? There was the financial consequences of that decision. Not simple. He had his decision. He had his reasons that many can argue with. But hopefully everyone will say, okay, not a simple decision. It's not going to take him out of being a gadol for those who challenge such a decision. The Satmar Rebbe, amazing tzaddik, rebuilt Satmar Hasidus in Williamsburg, and yet, not going to say anything controversial about him. So obviously, the Datilami world certainly says that his ideas on Israel, looking at it as the Sitra Acher, not only there was not the beginning of the Gula, not only was not a great bracha, not only was it not Parav, it was a Sitra Acher, some evil forces that created that. The Yeshivish world is not looking up to the Medina Israel as a great bracha, and the beginning of the Gula did not look at it as a Sitra Acher. It was a very extreme view. And therefore what? He was a great man, a tzaddik, in my opinion, a gadol. He was a master of Torah. Impeccable midos. The chesed that he did was incredible. The one-man chesed machine. And yes, he had some very, very controversial and I think challenging ideas. But I would not take him out of that category of being a gadol because he has some very controversial ideas. And so too Lubavitcher Rebbe. There's ideas of sending Talmidim out at a very young age, learning for a couple of years, and then they're out on Shlichut already. So the Chabad houses around the world are magical, amazing, because that was not a simple idea to send out a student after just learning a couple of years. Maybe he needs to have a bigger base, a stronger base before he goes out and is involved in outreach. And the whole idea of sending young men out, not simple, but he did it, and the effects are incredible. That was a controversial idea. And his followers looking at him in a messianic way. What role does he have in that? Good question. But all because there's certain questions and certain specific ideas. To me, as long as this person is a Gadol b'Torah and is clearly involved in halacha and shmiras hamitzvos and yigam ikarim and it's tzaddik, concern for the door for the generation. So even if there are certain positions in halacha, positions in hadracha, leading the people, or positions in outlook, to me, as long as they didn't cross one of those red lines, a person should be viewed, in my opinion, as a gadol. It's Hashem. We'll have another shir on this topic, analyzing a few other gadolim as well in shir number 7 on Rav Goren and gadolim. Shalom.